It was announced earlier today that the DOJ is going to be speaking with Ghislaine Maxwell. And all of you are supposed to be like, yeah, awesome. Trump is taking it seriously. Trump is going to go talk to her. Thank God. He heard us. He listened. I don't respond at all like that. Because first of all, she wanted to testify before Congress. They're not doing that. They're doing this. Now, why are those different? Well, the testimony would be Republicans and Democrats getting to ask her questions, maybe tough questions. And you might even in real time be able to see her answers. That is real revelations. Now, obviously, there's every reason to believe that she could lie, so you can't just trust anything she would say, but at least you'd be able to hear it. Now, is that what you're getting? No. Pam Bondi, I guess, is gonna go talk to her in her jail cell, and maybe nothing comes out of that. Or maybe Maxwell reveals she does know a lot, and she'll, become closer friends with her bed sheets in the next day or two. God only knows with this track record. But much more important than that, you're telling me we're supposed to be jazzed about the DOJ going to interview Maxwell? Do you know what it means that they're now going to go talk to Maxwell? That means they closed the Epstein case without talking to Maxwell? The only person who knows what he did, the only living witness to all these crimes, Pam Bondi, didn't talk to her. Nobody did. Bongino, no. Kasia Patel, no. She's sitting there and they're all like, man, I can't figure out how we get to the bottom of this thing. And none of them talk to her. This is the most damning revelation. And it proves it's not like they did a half-assed job and found nothing. It's not like they eventually got bored and then they closed the case. They never wanted revelations. That's the only reason you don't talk to his accomplice. Luke, maybe you disagree. I apologize. I'm coming in hot. What do you think?
Hot damn. Goodness gracious. We're just gonna skip on by the bed sheets joke. That was iconic. I was sitting here as you were talking, trying to think something about bed sheets. I was trying to craft one and then you nailed it. Okay, so yes, be careful. We wish her well, as Trump would say to Ghislaine Maxwell. It's a dangerous time. But I did not even think about that. What you brought up about she was being called to testify, or people wanted her to testify, Democrats wanted her to testify in front of Congress. And now they're doing a little, okay, cool, we'll testify in front of the DOJ. And who specifically? Is it gonna be someone totally aimed at making sure she stays locked in, focused on only Bill Gates questions or something like that? And I saw too, one weird Ghislaine Maxwell note, her family is trying to use this as an opportunity to argue her innocence, right? Which my reaction has been, can you just, we want to hear what you have to say about new bombshells. Stop with this, hey, he said it was a hoax, like, can I get out of prison now? Which is a weird part of, that logic follows, which is why Trump's logic is insane, to call this as he has just some big hoax, then calls into question the doesn't feel like the full justice, but some of the justice that we have seen. And one of the parts of the letter that the Ghislaine Maxwell family wrote was like Trump, because they're trying to call back to the non-prosecution agreement from Epstein from a while ago and say that should have applied to her and she shouldn't have been prosecuted, whatever. And they put in this letter, they said, Trump, the great deal maker, should understand the importance of keeping the government's word. And just imagining them watching this whole thing play out and be like, Trump, you're like the art of the deal guy, right? Like, we should get, if it's a hoax, let her out. Is just every element of this is insane. I think some people are afraid, how far would the Trump DOJ go in maybe decreasing justice that we're seeing for Ghislaine to protect Trump? I know, I just want to say, a lot of this is speculative, and I do believe that we've had her prosecuted for years and documents for years, and Democrats had power over them. And so I do want to add that context that if there were this huge bombshell aside from just things that would make Trump look bad, I would like to believe it would have come out in the last few years. But seeing how Trump has handled it thus far, and then seeing the capitalization of this by Maxwell's family, which has been absurd, does make some people afraid that is she going to benefit from this in some weird, sick way?
Yeah, you're totally right. The caveat's important. I suspect that Trump is in the files. I'm not saying I think he's in the files for a specific, like the worst case scenario or anything. And I don't know what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. The entire thing has a lot of stuff that's suspicious. That doesn't mean that it isn't what it exactly.
That's what Bongino said. He killed himself.
Yeah, that said, I mean, like if Pam Bondi does go meet with Ghislaine Maxwell and then it turns out that Maxwell smothered herself with a pillow or something afterward, then I'm gonna be suspicious. But I'm glad that you pointed out them like fluffing him up with the great deal maker stuff or whatever. Like I assume their next letter will reference his slim calves and ankles or something. And then she'll get her pardon.